Hello there and then welcome to a brand new video. This is Happy Beyond Numbers where we learn maths the easy way. In this video, we are looking at the laws of indices, and specifically we are looking at the law regarding multiplication and division, known as the product rule and then the quotient rule. At the end of it, you'll be able to apply these rules to solve questions and then simplify expressions as well. Without much ado, let's quickly look into it. So for this first law we'll be looking at, we only use it with regards to what? Indices that have the same base. Take note, they should have the same base. The law says that if you have an index notation, say a to the power m, and it is multiplying another, that is a to the power n. You realize that the a over here, there is a here, and then there is also a over here, meaning the bases are the same. You see, so if the bases are the same, then how do we evaluate it? We evaluate it by just writing one of the bases, and then you add the powers. Very, very simple. You see, so it says when you are multiplying powers with the same base, just do what? Add the exponent, and you are good to go. Take note, when you have the same base, if you don't have the same base, you don't use this law. So let's look at some examples. So let's say you have 2 to the power 3 times 2 to the power 4. You don't necessarily have to come and evaluate and then tell us what 2 to the power 3 is. You see, we don't want to do that. But rather, we can apply this law over here. And this law says that since the bases are the same, that is, you have 2 to the power 3 multiplying 2 to the power 4, then let's just write one of the base. So we have our 2. And then we have what? 3 plus 4. So 3 plus 4. And you are good to go. To evaluating it, you are going to get 2 to the power 7. Very, very simple. And you remember from our previous lesson, we said 2 to the power 7 would then simply mean 2 times. It will mean 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, and that gives us a 128. As simple as that. So over here, the emphasis we are laying is if we are multiplying index notations of the same base, what do? We just write one of the base and then add the exponents. Let's look at some few more examples. We have x to the power 5 plus x to the power 2. So over here, once again, we say our bases are the same. That is x to the 5th power. Sorry, not supposed to be plus, but then times. So take note, it is a multiplication we are doing. So x times, then x squared. Okay. Now, since the bases are the same and we are multiplying, take note, we are multiplying, not adding. All we need to do is we write one of the base. So x is written, and then we add the powers. So 5 to 2. And 5 plus 2 gives us what? A 7. As simple as that. And this is our final answer. No need to evaluate further. You get it? Okay. Let's look at one last example here, and then we see. So over here, we are going to take a to the power 2 times a to the power 3, and then times a. Our solution. So if you take note, you realize that this a over here has got no number here. Now for index notation, anytime there is a base with no number, we assume that if there's a 1 there. Okay, so there's actually a 1 there, but we don't write it. So our solution is going to be a to the power 2 times a to the power 3 times a. And since the bases are the same, we just write one of them, and then we have we have 2 from this, then plus 3 from what, the second base here, and finally plus what, 1, which is this over here. Remember I said since the exponent hasn't been written, it means there is 1 there. Now we have 3 plus 2 plus 1, that gives us what, a 6. So our final answer becomes a to the power 6. Very, very simple and then straightforward. So at the end of this lesson, I'll put some exercises there you can try to test your understanding. But now let's go to the second law, that is the quotient law. Okay, so this second law deals with division of indices with the same base. Take note, with all that we are doing here, we are working in the same base. So it says anytime you have an index notation, a to the power m, and you are dividing it by what, another index to the power n, okay, what is going to be is we write the base and then we subtract the exponent one from the other. That is m minus n. This one came first, so minus the second one. As simple as that. It can be written or interpreted as a to the power m all over. You know that also means division. So all over a to the power n should give us a to the power m minus n. That is all. So when dividing powers with the same base, just subtract the exponent. All right. Let's look at some examples just to enhance our understanding. So for our first example here, we have 4 to the power 5 dividing what? 4 to the power 2. Our solution. So 4 to the power 5 divided by 4 to the power 2. The law is saying since the bases are the same, we just write one of them. And now we have 5, that is from this power, minus 2 from this power over here. And 5 minus 2 gives us what? A 3. And we know what 4 to the power 3 is. It simply means 4 times 4 times 4. And that gives us what? A 64. As simple as that. You see? So it's all about understanding the laws. If you understand the law, you just interpret it and get your answer. Very simple and then straightforward. Let's take some few more examples. You have x to the power 6 all over x to the power 4. There's our question here. How are we going to solve it? So our solution, if you have x to the power 6 divided by x to the power 4, then the law says all we need to do is to write just one of them because the bases are the same. So I'm going to write an x, then 6 minus 4. You see? So 6 minus 4 gives us what? A 2. And that is our answer. Very, very simple. You see? Let's look at this last example here, which is very, very interesting. So we have 10 to the power 3 all over 10 to the power 3. Our solution. So writing 10 to the power 3, dividing it also by 10 to the power 3. We already know that the bases are the same. You see? So we have 10. And then you write out 3, that is 3 from this side, minus 3 from this side. You see? And 3 minus 3 gives us a 0. And you remember in our introductory video, we said any number raised to the power 0 is a 1. So this here gives us an answer of 1. Very simple and straightforward. So this is all we need to know on these two laws, that is relating it to what? Multiplication and then division. And the laws are the product rule and then the quotient rule. If there's anything, you can always let me know at the section. I'm gonna leave you with some few exercises you can try just to test your understanding. So we have these questions over here. We have three sets of questions. The first one, you have to simplify the following, and it's all on what? Multiplication. For the second one, you have to simplify. It's also on division. Now, this third one here just tests your understanding on what you have learned, because you have some which have multiplication and division all together. So you are combining the two laws we have done so far. Just have beyond numbers where we learn maths the easy way. I do hope this video is of use to you. Stay blessed, and then see you in our next session where we look at more of the laws of indices. Bye.